Today, I'm going to talk about some of the best practices developing a Power BI report. So Power BI has a limit on the amount of data that can be imported, which is hard to reach, but it's good to have that in mind. And in addition, when we're building a report, we want to have assertive information and get to the point the best way possible. That's why we don't need all the entire amount of the available data that we're bringing from Project Online. And today we're going to see a different formula than we'd have done in the previous videos. So I'm going to use this to quicken up. Here we see the URL that we used before to import data from Project Online. And here we're going to add the language, right? Because next we're going to set the table that we're importing data from, and also we're gonna have some column names. So we need to know the language. Let's go forward a little. Here we have our table, and let's go a little bit more. Sorry. Well, here we have the name of the table, which is tasks, and we are filtering only the milestones, because here on this report, let's say we're going to build a report showing only the milestones, focusing on that. So that's the filter we're doing. We can add other filters as well, but this is the only one we need right now. And next, we're going to select the columns, because we don't need all those columns that project makes available for us to import. So we want to keep concise. And that's how we are going to make it better for updating data for the report, right? To update the new data that is when the project is being adjusted by the project manager, and also do all the calculations that report is doing. So we have resume data here, a lot less rows than all of the amounts that we have in the project, and also fewer columns. So here, this is the first thing that we want to cover. And the next one, we are going to see renaming a lot of things. Let's say, let's start renaming the steps. Why do we want that? So here I've done some actions, which is I duplicated column and also split it into two, which was location. It was it had a comma between those two values. So we can have, and probably will do, a lot of steps adjusting some data and calculating, making new columns as well, calculated columns. If we have a lot of steps and we don't rename them, it's hard to read after it when we adjust the report and see what it was done before. So we just want to come here and rename some steps. So as soon as I read it, I know what it was done. Okay. And also, we also want to rename the columns, because this is not bringing, like, I don't know what this is, because when we're building a report, we want to know what the column is about, like, as soon as we read it as well. So I know this is the city. Oops, I don't want to insert a step here. I want to do it right after the last one. Another step here, right? And here it's region, it has states, it has countries. I don't want to cover that right now. But now we know that we've done some actions. We're going to apply, close and apply. So the data set will be changed with that actions that we've done. And now we're going to see formatting columns. So I have here, now here we see one of the important points that we just saw, like the name of the column, right? So I'm looking for a column, so I can search for that, and I find it really quickly to use on my report, which is status date. That's how important it should be to have, like, the logical name, right? So the status date I inserted here just first to see the data. and it's not on the format that I like, right? It has a time here. It's kind of ugly. I want more a more friendly kind of format. So I can just click on the column, and then I have tons of formats for this data, right? This is just an example. There's a lot of format for numbers and other fields as well, other types. And I'm just gonna pick this one that has the weekday and the month data as well. So here it's a lot better to show my report this kind of data. Now we're gonna see some the relationships between the entities. So sometimes Power BI auto recognize. I mean, it's an option to do that, and which is I think is nice because it fastens a way to build a report. So it auto recognizes the relationship between entities. So because project has this key column, which is project ID, and assignment has as well, it recognizes as a relation, but it's not the correct one because assignment has relation with task and not with project. So we want to check all the relations that is on our model. So we're deleting this one to make the other one active. Power BI doesn't allow both ones to be active because it will like give us a circle relation between the entities, and that's not possible. So we are making it active. And the last thing that we want to see is, so in the past, the reports were done in a fixed sheet or printed on a PowerPoint presentation. But the power of Power BI is the dynamism. So we want to be as flexible as possible and resume the report in a way that we can filter. So we will always want to think that way. So we don't redo a lot of work, like build a lot of sheets with different projects, right? Because in the same sheet, we can have a program view, a category view, a project view. So this is why I brought this one. I can filter by report here. I'm sorry, by project here. That's why we don't need like a sheet for each project, right? I can filter, I can see the category, the risk matrix only for this project. I can see by category too if I click on the categories here, so it's going to filter. So we really want to have that in mind. Building a report on Power BI and make it simple and change and make it a lot better than it was done before. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy it and see you in the next video.